Today I'm going to show you 3 things on the serve that, if you can master, you will be hitting the ball much harder. The first thing is how tight you squeeze the racket. You should be holding the racket at a 3 out of 10 squeeze. A lot of people are holding the racket way too tight. I see my students do this all the time. You want to feel like the racket can flick around in your palm, because we're essentially going to be creating a throwing action, and the only way for us to, get our wrist and our kind of arm to snap through it as quickly as possible is if we have the racket very loose in our hands. Because if we have a stiff hand, it's not going to allow us to maneuver over the ball properly. You're going to have a tough time getting a clean connection. So loosen up your grip. Another thing that you need to do on your serve is master the racket drop. This is the most important part. Now, let me show you what I'm talking about. When we get in our letter Y position up here before we hit the ball, this is where a lot of people pull the arm behind their head. Or some people, they don't even have the racket drop at all and they just go like that. I hope you're not that much of a beginner, but if you are, it's okay, because anybody can learn the proper mechanics. It's not too late, so watch me. Tip of your racket is pointing at the ball, and when the racket falls behind you to start the swing, it needs to be a natural fall. It's almost as if all your energy is flowing out of you for a second, instead of forcing this maneuver back, because this is where we're going to get lag on the serve, and the racket drops, and as you throw your body forwards, the racket is lagging behind you and it has to catch up, and this is where we're creating racket head speed with a loosed wrist, and then we pronate. Okay? Now, I do break down the serve properly in a video. The link will be down in the description, because I'm not going over all the mechanics. This is just things to, add on after. So now the third thing that you can get way more power from the serve if you do. Now, the third thing that if you do, you'll get way more power on your serve is load the legs. What you're going to do is you're going to load it in your letter Y position. So when you toss the ball and it leaves your hand, you're going to get low. And then you're going to use your legs to start the racket drop. And you're going to get your body through the shot with the legs before you even contact with the ball. That way, you've built up all this energy and you, boom, release it before you hit the ball. Think about it like this. A lot of people, when they serve, they only use their arm. But your arm maybe weighs like what? 7 to 15 pounds. And the rest of your body maybe makes up over 90% of your weight. And you want to get that behind your shot, because it's going to allow you to hit way harder. So don't just send your arm on a lone mission, because it's not going to come back alive. And you're going to double fault away the entire match. So you need to especially use your lower body, because your trunk and your legs, it's the most powerful muscles in your body. It's the biggest ones, and you need to use it to essentially, boom, get through the shot. Use the body, start with the legs. And a bonus tip, you always want to land on your left foot for a right-handed player, so it would look like this. Explode, land on the left foot. And for a left-handed player, you would simply land on the right foot. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. Please subscribe for more educational tennis videos. Ciao. If you want to win more matches at your club, or have a system to teach to your own tennis students or your children, I have a complete tennis system which can be absorbed in an online module in less than a week. I've made the mistakes so that you don't have to. Over 13 years, I've spent over $100,000 of my own money finding the best tennis coaching, which is now my system which is the fundamentals of modern tennis. And finding good tennis information isn't rocket science, but for some reason, it's very hard to find this information even at the most prestigious of tennis clubs. I promise that if you complete the course, go through the whole thing, you can become twice as productive on the tennis court in 30 days. The link will be down in the description. Check it out if you're interested. Ciao.